And hello.
Hey, hello from Sao Paulo, Brazil. Where are you?
I am in Toronto, Canada.
Wow. And so you're having what passes for summer up there right now, right?
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. I actually have the fan going, so hopefully it's not too loud. But yeah, like I couldn't even turn on the central AC. It's warm.
What's the temperature right there?
Oh, good question. I didn't check. Let's just call it hot.
Hot. Hot is
Yeah.
something.
It's humid though. It's humid. It's not sticky hot, you know?
Wow. Well, I think I got spoiled though because I'm in that South American Brazilian warm.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
We've
You
been
guys
trying to
prefer.
do this. We've been trying to do this for a while, trying to catch
Yeah,
up.
we have.
Well, let me back up before we go too far. Tell everybody who you are.
Oh yes. I am Pureness, owner of Faces by Pureness, a makeup, hair, beauty business, and I've been doing it for 18 years, and the business has been in operation for 10.
Wow. So you were working for somebody else for the 8 before that training, or?
No, I actually just was doing my own thing, doing it kind of as a side hustle. I was working for the government, doing my own thing, and ta-da, it just started really working. So I was like, it doesn't make sense to be working for anyone else but myself.
I like that entrepreneurial spirit. I've been talking to a lot of people, and I'm always careful to balance it because I never tell anyone to just kind of throw everything out the window and go work for someone else. Yet you learn very quickly after working for yourself that if you work as hard for yourself as you would for everyone else, it's just
Absolutely.
far better.
Don't jump into it. Don't jump into it. Make sure you're ready. Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
Well, let me back up and how did we introduce? Because you met me because you jumped into a conversation that I was having with Linda.
Oh yes, yes. I saw you on O'Shea's channel. I think it was a Rumble.
Okay.
And then I think, I saw the link and then I subscribed. And then I think I got the notification for the live that you were going on with her. And then I said hello.
And Linda, and you and I had a good interaction, and I kind of asked, well, who are you and what do you do? And you started to talk to me, and you do something very interesting because, well, I don't want to use the wrong titles. Are you a beautician? Are you a cosmetologist? Are you a cosmonaut?
It's so interchangeable depending on where you are. It's so interchangeable. I find in the US, they kind of lean towards the cosmetology thing. Here, we just call it like the director, makeup artist, hairstylist, whatever term it may be. But because I do them all, I just say beauty expert.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And
keeps it simple.
For doing that, do you have to go through certifications in Canada?
Technically, yes and no. For hairstyling, because there are chemicals and sharp tools involved, then you do have to get a license. In terms of makeup, you don't need any certification whatsoever.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I know that in the United States right now, they're having a very big issue in some places with what a lot of folks would call government overreach. What they're saying is that people who braid hair, which affects largely Black and brown communities, that people who braid hair should also have to have the same certifications as someone who does what you would call your standard chemical dyes and chemical washes. And why, in their theory, we're a totally different class of people.
I agree, and I think it should be here as well. They don't really have a category for Black hair, so in that sense, if you were just weaving, braiding, and stuff like that, there is no certification needed, and you really wouldn't be stamped with any lawsuits if anything were to happen, unless you had a small civil suit or something like that. But literally, I think it needs to be done because the amount of issues that we have in our community with hairstyling alone, it is a detriment of us. So I think there should be some kind of licensing behind it, at the very least.
Now, let me back up. Should someone have to carry a license to braid hair when you're not dealing with any chemicals or foreign substances?
No. Actually, don't. You don't even need to have a title, anything, to do that. You can just do it in your kitchen.
And you think that, and you don't have a problem with that. You think that's fair as well as I do, right?
I think there are issues with it. I think there are issues. There are some that could get away very well and serve the community well. And unfortunately, there are a lot of people that are technically damaging our scalps, which is part of our health. So I think there should be some sort of something put in place there for at least some licensing or some sort of approval of this service.
Wow. Well, to go into the political end of it, we're dealing with governments that barely recognize who we are as a distinct people, and you think they would have the wherewithal because they can't even tax most businesses appropriately. You think they could tax such a micro niche of people effectively?
No.
Your government or mine?
No.
Oh, see,
no.
hey, people watching right now saying, "What is he talking about?" They came because you're cute, but they're staying because I asked a hard hitting question. Nobody gets off easy here. Don't let the pretty eyelashes make you think you'll just get a soft one. No.
No, you're getting one. You're getting one. No, definitely. Yeah. It won't be policed properly. I already know that. I'm putting it out there that, we should have all these legalizations added to it, but absolutely not. It's probably not going to be policed properly, and people will still be easily as they did yesterday. So it is what it is.
Yeah, because that's become an issue. That whole, how dare you say people who are not dealing with chemical processes have to have some sort of an overreach or negotiation. Again, it does target very specific communities. They have to have the same.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's
people's
difficult.
lives. I mean, when you have your whole edge situation ripped out, it kind of affects your life. So, you'd like to know that your hands are your head is in someone's hands that are safe. Just some sort of stipulation there would be nice. Some regularities. We'll see. We'll see what happens in the future. I don't think it's going to happen though.
Well, let me back up. One of the things that I also wanted to talk to you about is you have a pretty. Actually, let's do this before we even go anyplace else. I want to show everybody your Instagram page because I want everybody to make sure that they take a look and go click. I want to show everyone your Instagram page as I go through one of the other things that you do that made me very impressed, I guess I would say is the right word, and kind of in awe. Can you see that? Can everybody see that? Look,
I can.
Faces by Pureness. Go there. Check out our Instagram. She shows stuff she does with makeup that makes ordinary people look extraordinary, or it can take, no, you know what, I'm about to say something that could be interpreted as insulting, so I'm just going to let it ride.
Oh, no. I won't ask.
But this is what she does, and what I like about it is that you have all kinds of different women.
Yeah, absolutely. Diversity is a huge one for me. And a lot of people that came into the marketplace, at least within the last 10 years, have shown absolutely no diversity. And for some reason, it's sellable. And I don't think it should be that way, especially dealing with, mixed communities, such as like anywhere from the US right to Canada. You need to have diversity. How are you sustaining a career that way? It just doesn't make sense.
You got to have something for everybody. Oh, here's another page we want. You have your website, facesbypureness.com.
Indeed.
And I just wanted to put that out there because I hope everybody gets a chance to stop by and see who you are and what you do and how good your work is. But you don't just do this with the living. You're someone who, and stop me if I'm wrong, when someone's mom or grandma dies, you're the person that makes them presentable for that last viewing.
I am indeed a mortuary artist. It's not something that's well known. And I kind of kept it that way. I guess for the purposes, some people feel uncomfortable with the fact that I do both. And they're like, you're around, the people of the past, and it's this stigma, but absolutely not. Like, everything is sanitary, everything is kept separate, and it's just an honorarium to the people who have passed and still need to look either like themselves or at least in some form human, because unfortunately with the industry as it was before I had entered it, a lot of people, and maybe yourself, anyone that has passed, they looked scary in that casket. They didn't look themselves, and it's a huge deal when the family has to see their past one look completely different or ghastly. So it's something that's needed, and it's still a small industry, so it still has place to grow.
Wow. I have an aunt who, according to legend, I don't know how true it is, it may or may not be, this is just one of those things in passing, when she was a young woman, that's one of the things that she did as well. And when you think about it, everybody needs someone like you, because that last few moments when you say goodbye to mom or grandma or auntie, that's what you carry forever.
Yeah, that moment that's the lasting moment right there, and it's important. It's really touching to see that moment, and they reach out to me after and say, you know what, she looks like how I remember her. She looks like she was alive again and vibrant, and that can bring tears to my eyes. It really makes a big difference to the family.
How did you get started doing that? How do people approach you and say, can you do this?
Okay. Emotional story, but my cousin, who's also my god sister, passed away, and I was going to the funeral in the Bahamas, and they were like, the funeral home is offering makeup, but you're coming over. What do you think? And I pretty much jumped at the opportunity. She wanted to become a makeup artist, but never lived long enough to pursue it. And I am just so happy that I was able to do that for her in her last moment. And ever since then, I did kind of start profiling myself as a mortuary artist because it was such a moving and great experience for me. And I had to keep it going. And here we go today. Basically, I touched funeral homes and they were happy with the service. So I kept going.
My heart goes out to you.
Thank you.
And my condolences, because no matter how long ago, it still hurts.
Yeah, exactly.
But so you were not only able to do this for yourself, you were able to kind of help her live her dream through you.
Exactly. She's with me on the road every day. We are out there. That's how I look at it. And, that final moment, I'm just so happy. She looked vibrant. She looked alive again. And it just was able to keep me grounded in my career and actually kept me going at that point in life.
Wow. And when you say out there on the road, how do you do your business? Do you have a studio, or how does one go about being a professional makeup artist? Because I'm guessing you go do it for television, or how do you do this?
Okay, so I do it for all spectrums in hair makeup. And I used to take some individual clients in this same studio that you see here. However, it just became conflicting, keeping people in the home and, personal space and whatnot. And I just basically have been doing mobile services. I don't know, have we pretty much hit a decade now? And it's amazing. I'm on set, I'm in people's homes, I'm in mansions for shoots, music videos, whatever they'll call me for.
Wow. So that's kind of like and my dad, when I was a kid, my dad and I used to watch a show, but the title is interesting. Have you ever heard of a really old American Western show called Have Gun, Will Travel?
No, I have not.
Yeah. That was his logo, his how people knew who he was. It would just put it someplace. Have gun, will travel. For you, it would be, have rouge, will travel.
Have brush.
Yeah, have lipstick.
That's cute. I like
will
that.
travel. Wow.
That's cute.
And so when you go places, do individual actors hire you the way they would have their own personal chef, or do the companies hire you?
It's both. It is both, because I do know. Have personal relationships with some people, and then they will hire me on. They'll actually bring me on set to things that they were supposed to be another artist, and they'll be like, no, I'm sorry, I have a personal artist. So I do have cases like that. And then I have cases where it is agencies, it is, film directors reaching out to me to complete the service. So it's pretty broad, actually. I pretty much go anywhere with anyone.
Because it's only been very recently that we've had makeup artists that could even work with different tones of Black people. I would often see some of the most world famous television shows with a Black woman who looked like a clown. And you're looking at her like, who told them that it was okay to paint this woman's face that way? And I even feel bad, like she had to know going in front of that camera that she was a beautiful woman, and then they painted her and it just looked like a harlequin.
That hurts my soul. And I actually can't watch certain films properly. And anyone in the music industry, anything like that, and I kind of touch that industry as well. But you can't listen to music the same. You can't watch music the same when you're in a certain industry. Like, I can't watch the film if her makeup is just messed up. Like, I can't. So yeah, I've watched so many shows and so many things. And to the point, my whole family's like, look at her makeup. Look at her makeup. What do you think about it? Like, everyone knows now, like, it's hard to focus on entertainment when it's not on point.
So for makeup, now, if I'm not mistaken, you're gonna have to walk me through this. Makeup isn't just the lipstick and the face paint, which sounds derogatory, but it's not. That's also like the eyelashes and what else?
Right? Foundation, eyelashes, you're taking care, you're filling in brows, you're making sure the skin is even, contoured, shaped out, whatever, some people want more extreme, some people want more natural. So you're just kind of keeping it within what's needed and what's wanted. So that's pretty much my job, make them look flawless in whichever realm they're going, heavy or light.
I read an article once, and one of the things they noted, there was the singer, what is her name? Sade.
Yes, yeah.
And they said one of the most interesting tricks that she was able to pull is her makeup is done so well that people don't believe she's wearing makeup.
Yeah, she has a no makeup look. I love that look. That's like timeless. I love that because it's just skin, and that's pretty much what I do. I like to make people still look like they have their own skin as opposed to a mask.
Yeah, I've seen that.
I can imagine. We've all seen it. It's a mess.
Well, it's interesting because in a tropical climate and in places like Brazil, the weather is so hot that that women will either wear really good makeup or none at all, because that cheap stuff, it will just melt off.
It's pointless.
Yeah, a lot of them just wear the lipstick and run because that foundation, you'll sweat through it, especially you're going to a party.
Melting. Yeah,
you're going to a party. It's already 37 degrees.
Exactly.
There's you vanished from me.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. Sorry about that.
No problem. Did you drop your phone?
I should have put it on. There we go. Okay.
I hope I'm not keeping you away from some money.
It's okay. We'll call back later. It's okay.
So let me go back to the business aspect of this. You're an independent businesswoman, and I'm guessing and I don't know anything about Canadian taxes, but you tax as an independent businesswoman with no staff. Do you find that a lucrative way to bankroll? Are you able to keep the government off your back enough to make it worth doing all your own everything?
Yes, absolutely. I even do some of my own accounting for that same reason. Like, yeah, it's much better just kind of keeping it a one-man show. I do work in other teams, and I'm a contractor as well, just because I'm known in the city to be one of the fastest. So when they do have larger groups, I do contract myself out. And in terms of their taxes, I know they have to deal with all that stuff. And I've heard stories. And technically, I found my situation works the best.
When you say part of a team, my brain has this image of somebody throwing a lipstick single in the air, and like 5 women, come out of different places. One jumps out of the sewer, the other one backflips through the window. One has lipstick in her hand, the other one has a brush, and they just descend upon this woman who's standing there under a streetlight covering her face. Like, no, I need help.
Wow, you have an imagination, though. No, it's not quite like that. We just tag team. I do hair and makeup, so not a lot of artists do both. So if, say, they only have one other artist and they have 20 people they need to do, they may call me in just to do the hair so that they can kind of facilitate everyone else to do makeup, and vice versa. They may only have hairstylists and I come in and do makeup, or both, or whatever works and flows, because I am very fast. And I've been called NASCAR fingers. I've been called many different names because of my speed. So a lot of teams hire me on for that reason, as well as the talent. So it works out. However, I still rather for my own business to be the one-man show.
Your business, you've been doing this. You said you've had it under your own banner for 10 years, and you did it for 8 before that. And a lot of the people who listen to what I talk about with business, because my business, for example, and this is my personal advertisement, you could call it, I do editing, copywriting, writing, ghostwriting. If people have an article that they need written, they hire me. If they have an article or a paper or a newspaper article or a journal or a magazine article or a school paper they've written, but they need it done in correct business English, high-level university English, they hire me to do that.
Right, okay.
I semi-retired a few years ago. When I semi-retired, it doesn't mean I never work. It just means I'm in a situation where I'll be okay.
Okay.
And a lot of that comes down to, there's people talk about passive income, and I do have things like cryptocurrency. But my question to you, by the way, let me go ahead and put just so you guys can see, for anybody who hasn't seen who I am and what I do. And I'm also going to ask you an important question. When do you get out of the game? Like, have you been able to say, there I am? Anybody who also wants to look at some of my content can add me on LinkedIn as well.
LinkedIn, yes,
but
I gotta put you on there.
I want to ask, when do you get out of the game? When do you go to be able to say, I want to not have to do this anymore? Maybe you can teach other younger women the business, but when do you look at as your get out? And is your get out going back to the Caribbean? Is your get out coming to a place like Brazil? Is your get out just staying in Toronto and buying that little bungalow, keeping it warm in the winter? What's your get out?
Okay, in terms of time frame, I would say 10 to 15 years. As I think we discussed, I didn't really do all the right things before I really made the business official. I wasn't saving, I was collecting things. I was making sure I had what I needed, but I wasn't really taking care of my financials in terms of saving future. What's going to happen in 5 years? Am I going to do this in 5 years? So once I did take it seriously, I started collecting from then. So I would say I have at least 10 to 15 years to be completely retired. However, with that said, I don't think I will. I don't think I ever will. Like, I think I'll be on crutches, still pushing out to do some makeup because I just love it too much. It's the detriment of me.
And I would say that getting out doesn't mean not doing it anymore. It means doing it on the scale of, I do it because I feel like it.
Right, as opposed to have to. And yeah, definitely I would count it to be 10 to 15.
So now you're doing things like putting away, and I tell everyone this, not just you, anybody who's known me for more than 5 minutes, study cryptocurrency, learn what Bitcoin is and cryptocurrency. Whether or not you ever use it, learn what it is. It
absolutely
matters.
Absolutely. And I think we'll be discussing that in the background at some point, because definitely I'd love to know more. I'm educating myself on all of it now, so I'm definitely here for it.
I wrote an article about it, and here on my YouTube channel, people can go back and forth. Oh, for the record, YouTube is giving me a problem with displaying a conversation, and I checked. A lot of people are having the same problem, so that's why nobody's popping in to say hello, and that's not a problem, but I'm sure some people will be contacting you directly. Here's an article I wrote called Bitcoin's Bloody Battles, and I tell people about how to learn the system, because I don't make any money selling or buying Bitcoin, but I do encourage people to learn the system.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's admirable.
Because once you're able to do that, and you're in a little bit more fine-tuned control of your own financial future, and it also puts you in a situation where you can just take your money anywhere you want to go.
And do it. Definitely. I can't wait to be in that position. And as you said, where would I go? I probably would still reside here, but I'd be traveling a lot more. I'd just be freer with it. And possibly when I'm able to be more free, I'd probably be traveling and doing a lot more like individual personal projects as opposed to just clients all the time, just having fun with it.
Wow. You told me about going down to the islands. Do you have dual citizenship anywhere?
I do not. So technically, I'm just right here. I'm just right here.
I would say, most of the people that I run with, we go through a lot of long processes to have a second passport as a just in case, or I just want to live there instead. But if you've got family someplace else, fly down there, go to the government building.
A lot of places else, but I actually, I will take that advice actually.
Because you never know. Because you're right now a few hours away from where I was born in Niagara Falls, New York. I know how hard those winters are.
Yeah, they're bad.
I hate the cold. I graduated high school when I was 17, went off to college. I told my parents, when you die, don't die in the winter because I'm not coming. I'm not going to put you in the ground till it thaws anyway.
That's so wrong.
Listen, people don't understand. That hard cold looks great on a postcard.
It's pretty. It's pretty. Will fool you. It will really fool you. And family from the Caribbean that come here and they're like, I thought it was pretty. This is not pretty. This is not cute. It's not fun. Yeah, it's cold.
Yeah, it's that death cold, the kind of cold that just makes you angry. Just makes you hate. And when you leave a place like that and you get to travel the world a bit or go live in a place where, even if they do have seasons where winter doesn't mean You have to start your car a half an hour before you leave, wear a jacket, a hat, Vaseline on your face. Um, oh, you know what's up. 2 pair of socks, your boots with a 30-kilo bag of sand in the trunk of your car so the tires don't swerve. People don't know that life. But when you don't, here's what's crazy. Once you are no longer doing that, you look at all the time that you lost living that life.
That's a very good point, especially the startup of the car part. That one hit my soul. That one really hit me. Yeah, like a good half an hour startup, that hurts.
People don't want to leave it though. They don't. But here's the thing: once you've left it, you can't go back. Once you know what it's like to have 12, think about 12 productive months. I call it. I'm in Brazil, and I'm like, oh, it's cold today. That's because it's only 35, 40 degrees. 35 degrees. And I'm 35 degrees, and I'm soft now. I'm like, no, it's cold outside. Look at me. Look at what I'm wearing.
Yep.
And it's a
like
chilly.
breeze.
Yeah. So, I mean, how bad could it really be? And it's one of those situations where when you get out, you'll go back and say, I was losing 3 to 4 months a year to the weather. Now I can do the same job, the same skills, or something different in a place where I can do it 12 months a year.
Yeah. That actually spoke volumes to me right now. Yeah, absolutely. I definitely see where the differences could lie and the benefits that would come from it. Gee.
It matters. It matters a lot.
It matters. You're right. You are absolutely right.
I hope you can make one of your holiday trips out to Brazil. Come hang out for
Carnival. Oh, yeah. I think that's the 4th one on my bucket list. So we're not too far.
Where are the other places?
Okay, so, and this one's kind of random because one of them is Atlanta because I don't know why, but I just felt like it was booming and I kind of missed my opportunity there because it was, makeup capital for a period there. And also Dubai.
Okay.
And the next one was Greece and then Brazil. So there we go.
Okay. Why Greece?
It's culture-wise, like I love the imagery that I see. So it might be falsified to some degree, but it's more of the imagery and just the culture. And I know a lot of Greek people, and yeah, it just felt into my mind that I needed to go there. So not any big reasons though. I just want to go.
Well, to all my friends watching this who are in Atlanta, who are in Greece, I'm in Brazil. What was the other place?
Oh, Dubai.
To all my friends watching this, I know I have friends in all of those places. Say something in the comments. Maybe I can give you to each other's contact and you can get her some quality information on what's out there.
There we go. Now we're talking. I love that.
I will tell you this. I have some cousins that went to Atlanta and they found everything except a man. Because they said, when you get out there, there are so few. And I looked this up because I thought, man, you're just being hard on gay people. Statistically out there are so few heterosexual men that it's like not San Francisco. Is it San Francisco? That's the gay mecca in California.
Actually, I don't know that. I don't know that.
But there, it's the black men's gay mecca, and they said the numbers are so skewed in one direction that women go down there, and it's everything you want. The city has culture, money, fine cuisine, and then you meet a guy, and it's like, no thanks, no thanks, no thanks, no thanks, no thanks.
Okay, well that's education. No, I definitely heard of the Atlanta part, and I do believe it, but I didn't know about that. That's interesting. Wow. Well, now I know.
Something unrelated, but not really. Do you watch the series Atlanta?
Oh, I did. Yeah, up until that. What was that?
Love that show.
Type episode.
Love that show.
Yeah.
Listen,
yeah.
Time is money, and you already missed a phone call. I want you to come back. I know how busy you are, but I also want you to come back and talk on one of my big group chats that we have sometimes.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That would be fun.
Awesome. We talk about a lot of crazy stuff, but I've managed to put a lot of good people together from a lot of places.
I love it. Yeah, I'm definitely down for that.
Did I forget anything? Is there anything you want to put out there?
No, I think actually you covered even more than I thought. So I'm good, and I can't wait to join you with any group thing you have going on. Absolutely.
You want to tell us any secrets?
No secrets. No, nothing to display. I wish, but
You want to start any
I'm a
rumors?
boring person.
You want to start a rumor?
No rumors. No rumors. Rumors aren't good. They're not good for business either.
All right. Listen, to everybody watching, no matter when you watch this, the thing that I will ask everybody to do is to hit the thumbs up, but also share this. Share it on your Facebook wall somewhere. Share it on your Twitter. Share it on your Instagram. Share it on everything, because this is how I meet other great people. You know,
Absolutely.
I don't have any kind of agreement with YouTube. Oh, you're going to share it as well? Thank you. And I hope, but you blanked out on me again. All right.
It's just not going to end. So yeah.
All right. So I'm going to end here, and you should see an end broadcast, and it'll be just you and me again. Let's see how this works, and hopefully it uploads just fine.